I could be a hero, babe.
Stop.
I can kiss away pain. No. Oh. I've never done it without water. Tell me.
Damn.
What you know about that?
Welcome to another episode of Heavy Metal Horror Show. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about John Michael Osbourne.
AKA Ozzy.
It's hard to know where to start when talking about Ozzy Osbourne because he helped revolutionize the world of metal music. And he created metal music.
Yeah.
To a certain degree. And he definitely created, with the help of Tony Iommi and Geezer Butler and Bill Ward, the whole horror metal mix. I mean, that's, when Black Sabbath was together when Ozzy's first band, they sort of experimented with like the dark side of things, and they put music with it, and that's where the song Black Sabbath came from. Those ideas.
This is gonna be, it's a tribute to Ozzy, due to his unfortunate, recent passing. We're gonna try to do what we do and keep it fun and uplifting,
Yeah.
because that's what he would want,
That's right.
So I mean, he wasn't anything less than a trickster,
Yeah.
a joker.
Yeah.
And the more that I'm digging into it and watching these videos, you see that side of him more and more, like
Yeah,
him
awesome.
just being like such a happy character and friendly and family oriented. So going back to Tony Iommi and the kind of the creation, you want to get into that real quick? The creation of the
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Let's
talk about it.
the heavy metal. So something that I've recently found out, like I've always known that he was missing some of his fingertips due to an accident. So when we were digging into this, getting ready for the show, doing more of a deep dive, what I found today was he was actually in the metal fab industry. He was a welder.
Okay.
And he was kind of done with it. He was fed up and he was going to be quitting his job the next day. But his mom talked him into it, or talked him out of it, and was like, you should finish out the week. If you're going to quit, that's okay, but do it the right way.
Right.
So he went into work the next day, to just kind of, do it the right way. And the guy running, I'm assuming it was a shear machine.
Yeah.
They call it just metal cutting machine. The guy who typically runs that called in that day. So they put Tony on that machine, and he was running it, and at some point, I guess, didn't pay attention, and his fingers got in the way and nipped off two of his fingertips.
Jeez.
He decided to say, screw that, I'm not a quitter. And he took some, I think some kind of plastic or something, and leather, and like made his own fingertips and learned how to play with those.
God.
But it was a little tough on his fingers to be able to, play with those things. So he decided to start tuning his guitar down to make his strings looser so that he could bend them the way he wanted to.
Wow.
And stuff.
Wow.
And then that was the start of like heavier music.
That's freaking cool.
Yeah.
Damn, that's cool.
Yeah, I got goosebumps. I don't know if that's picking it up, but
it was meant to be. It was meant to be.
Yeah.
Um.
So sorry, Tony, you had to, donate 2 of your fingertips to the music gods. But thank you to the jackass who didn't show up to work that day, because heavy metal was invented.
It was something we wouldn't have the music we have today without Black Sabbath.
Yeah, so
There's just no way.
Without the metal fabrication industry, heavy metal wouldn't have been born. That's crazy.
That's crazy. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's my Tony Iommi story.
Nice. it's hard to quantify Ozzy's career, you know, and the impact that he had on the music world. But I mean, they started out in 1970 with the Black Sabbath album. Ozzy actually, you know, was in and out of trouble as a kid, right? And his dad told him, actually, you're either gonna end up doing something really big or you're gonna end up in jail. His dad told him that. Him and his dad had a really good relationship. His dad worked all the time. He was also a blue collar worker. And the last time that Ozzy actually got into trouble, he went into jail, and he got served 3 months, of which he had to serve because his dad wouldn't pay the bail. And
Wow.
and when he got out,
which is funny because later on it sounds like Sharon kind of did the same thing to him.
yeah,
You know.
yep.
She was like, "Nah, he's a big boy.
Yeah, he
Don't
can
bail
do
him
it.
out." So anyway, didn't mean to.
Tough love, right?
Yeah.
And then after he got out of jail, his dad actually bought him a microphone and a Vox PA. Ozzy said in a documentary that, you know, he didn't feel like he could sing well at the time, but having a PA was a sure way to get a band. And sure enough, Tony Iommi, Geezer Butler, and Bill Ward, they were all friends, but they didn't have a singer. And they actually went to Ozzy's house after seeing the ad, and then they started to play music. And
Yeah,
a lot of what
so-
they did in the very beginning was like 12-bar blues.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Damn.
that's kind of like where they started. You know,
Yeah,
to
cool.
play, just to kind of jam and like feel each other out.
Yeah. It
and
makes
then-
sense, you know, because everybody always says that heavy metal and, you know, in general is rooted in blues music. You said that those three went to go meet Ozzy, like answering an ad. So he put the ad out as a singer saying, like, I'm looking for a band.
Yeah.
Basically.
So the ad said, Ozzy's Zig requires gig. Have my own PA.
Nice. Sweet.
And that's what got him to go visit him.
Yeah.
Apparently that was like
Cool.
a coveted thing at the time. Yeah. So in 1970, Black Sabbath had the self-titled album Black Sabbath. When Black
Bleh. Bleh.
Black Sabbath actually started in 1970, and they had their first self-titled album, Black Sabbath. Then later on in 1970, Black Sabbath put out Paranoid, which is one of the greatest albums ever to be created. In 1971, they did Masters of Reality. 1972, they did Volume 4. 1973, Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath. 1975, Sabotage. 1976, Technical Ecstasy. And then 1978, Never Say Die. It was
Dang.
around that time when Ozzy was having a lot of problems with alcohol. Drugs.
Songwriting son of a bitch. Though. Sorry.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, it's crazy.
I mean, I didn't realize that there was so many back to back like that. I didn't know the years. you know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, they were putting out albums like crazy.
Yeah.
At that point, Ozzy was having a lot of, problems, a lot of drug problems, alcohol problems, things like that. And some would say he got kicked out of Black Sabbath. I'm not sure if Ozzy goes along with that or not, though. You had said something to the contrary earlier.
yeah, his story is more kind of like a creative differences kind of scenario.
Okay.
So he was saying that he had written all these songs that were kind of different vibe from what they were normally doing, and his song ideas and stuff kept getting shot down and shot down and shot down. So finally he was like, all right, well, this isn't going to work anymore, and I'm going to go do a solo thing.
Right. Okay.
Which I'm assuming are some of the songs that ended up on his solo,
Yeah, I would imagine
albums.
so, yeah.
That just goes to show you, like, as iconic and as awesome as Black Sabbath was, like, Ozzy was just himself as a force to be reckoned with.
Oh,
And,
God,
you know,
yeah.
just-
Yeah, so
know,
many good albums.
It's like everything he did, man,
Yeah.
it was awesome.
Yeah, every single album. I don't know. Yeah, there's not a bad album.
Yeah.
Really. I mean,
When he went solo, it's like he went even heavier with some of the thrasher. We're gonna get into Randy Rhoads stuff, obviously.
yeah,
But some of that stuff was insane. But then he also did ballads, and those were just as big as anything else, if
Yeah.
not even bigger. You know?
He's just one of those people that has so much charisma and so much just stage presence, and the ability to just belt out those notes and like hang with the baddest of musicians on the whole world. I mean, and he had them all. I mean, he had the majority of them, right?
Right.
You mentioned Randy Rhoads. So at the time when Black Sabbath, when he left Black Sabbath, or if he got kicked out of Black Sabbath, he was going through a divorce with his first wife, and his dad had just died.
Dang.
And then he left Black Sabbath. So Ozzy was in a really low place, for a while. And Sharon, in an interview, said that Randy Rhoads was the person who brought Ozzy back to life. They became like very close very fast. And that's when they wrote Blizzard of Oz in 1980. That was Ozzy's first solo project, but he always considered Randy Rhoads his partner. Yeah. Although he was the front man, he always respected Randy Rhoads and loved him as a musician. And
what an incredible musician and guitar player he was.
Oh God, yeah.
He was only 25 when he passed.
That's right. Yeah.
When he died in a plane crash, but and I don't know how many years after he was in Ozzy that was, but I mean, I couldn't imagine being able to write and play like that in my early 20s,
No, it's amazing. I mean,
and I know he grew up in a musical household, and I believe his mom was maybe a music teacher, and he was studying classical music as his whole life.
Oh, okay.
Basically,
okay.
So it's not a surprise that
he played
awesome
like
as he was.
Yeah, he knew every note on the neck. I mean, just amazing guitar player. When they recorded Blizzard of Oz with Randy Rhoads, it just blew up.
Mm-hmm.
And Ozzy didn't expect that. Sharon didn't expect it. So Sharon, who ended up marrying Ozzy, was his manager at the time.
Yeah, but she had no interest in him, by the way. A little sidebar.
Huh.
So basically, she was asking in an interview, was it like love at first sight? And she just like, oh no. She's like, it was not. She was like, they terrified me, because her dad was in management, mm-hmm. and I guess she was like getting into management too, like kind of learning mm-hmm. from him. And so they came in to meet their potential new managers, and she was like, we were all, I forget what it was they were doing, like what would be considered more classier, well kept type stuff, and then
mm-hmm.
Ozzy came, I don't know, hobbling in, stumbling in.
Yeah.
And long hair and just like, I think she said unkept.
Unkept,
I think is how she put it. And she was like, no, it was not love at first sight, and we just grew together over the years.
So after Blizzard of Oz, in 1981, Ozzy recorded Diary of a Madman, which also was on the charts the same time that Blizzard of Oz was on the charts. So, his mind had to be blown, right? He literally came from nothing, and now he's like the biggest star in the metal world,
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing. In 1985, they did Bark at the Moon, which is an incredible album. I'm going to say that for everyone. I'm sorry.
Yeah, they're all incredible. So
they're all incredible, yeah.
It's insane. He had the best guitar players ever.
Yeah.
Musicians, just in general. Everybody was, like he had the best of the best.
The best of the best
when it comes to musicians.
Hell yeah. 1988, No Rest for the Wicked. And in 1991, they put out No More Tears.
That one did okay.
It did okay.
It did all right.
Yeah.
4 times platinum, okay.
And what's unique about No More Tears is that I remember when I was you remember in high school, I had that Ozzy sticker on the back of the truck.
Yeah.
So my dad wasn't really like into like that kind of music. He liked country, right? And I knew he wouldn't listen to anything from Black Sabbath, really, or anything that Ozzy put out. But when No More Tears came out, I put the CD in the truck one day, and he was tapping his fingers to it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So,
Damn.
like, that album to me is the album that sort of like spans metal and like ballads and all the things that the other people like.
Yeah.
And also things that the metal community like, and he blended those two so well that like even somebody like my dad would have could listen to it and not say turn that shit off.
Yeah. And all that ragged.
All that ragged.
That was it was definitely like an awesome crossover album.
Yeah.
By the way. Had to do it. I don't know if that's picking it up.
And even in '95 when Osmosis came out, I remember liking it. Like, man, like this guy still got it. In 2001, they put out Down to Earth. In 2005, they put out Undercover. In 2007, they put out an album called Black Rain. Are you familiar with that one?
No.
I'm not really familiar with that one either. And in 2010, he had one called Scream.
Yeah, that's familiar.
Yeah. 2012, he put out one called Ordinary Man.
Yeah.
2013, it was Patient Number 9.
So Black Sabbath put out another one. I'm not sure the year, but they got the Ozzy, Tony, Geezer, and Brad from Rage Against the Machine. They put out Black Sabbath 13.
That's right.
Yeah, and that album that's a really good album too. They're all good, obviously, which we've said many times. We're gonna keep saying, but the mix on that was like really awesome.
Okay.
In my opinion, hearing them, the original, almost the full original band, but Black Sabbath back together, putting out another album with modern technology, tones and mixes, and I believe Rick Rubin, I think, did that one.
God, yeah.
Iconic producer.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Man.
Which he'll tell you. I mean, he said in an interview. I can't say he didn't tell me, but I watched an interview a while back, and he was like, I don't know anything about producing. He's like, I don't know what I'm doing. He's like, I just get in here and we make things happen, or I forgot exactly how he said it, but
he just figures it out as he goes.
Yeah. So
it's pretty awesome.
I'm like, yeah. Decades and decades of hit albums later, you don't know what you're doing. Come on, man.
Right.
Brush your hair, Rick.
Oh, Treasure.
And keep making great albums.
What's one of the songs that stick out in your head with Black Sabbath? Maybe it's something we played, or like it's like. And what part of that song in particular, like the riff part, do you like of said song?
How much time you got?
Just off the top of your head. Like,
well, obviously War Pigs.
Yeah.
Just that's it's heavy. It's got a lot of space in it. It leaves a lot of space for the vocals.
Yep.
There's a lot of groove in it.
Yeah.
And it's just really tasteful licks. Like sparsely used.
Yeah.
And I think that's a really well written one. Obviously, like that riff and Nativity in Black.
Oh man, yeah.
It's down. I just love it, man.
That's a great song. Yeah.
Paranoid. That was the first Black Sabbath song that I ever learned.
Yeah. Me too.
Back jamming when we were teenagers and stuff, you know.
Yeah. That's a fun one too.
So another kind of quick, funny story. You brought up your dad and how that tied in to No More Tears. But I have a quick story with my dad. He started playing bass for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Because they got me a guitar early on, early teenage years, I guess. And he decided to get a bass because he used to play guitar when he was younger and then had stopped for forever, for a long time, I guess. So he was like, I'm gonna get a bass. I want to learn how to play bass. And some of the guys that he worked with were musicians. So his buddy, Mr. Terry, that he worked with, was showing him some bass lines and stuff. So anyway, to make this story a little shorter, I got in trouble at one point in school. At one point, once
one
ever,
point.
just once ever.
Yeah. You learned your lesson the first time.
Totally, dude. So I got punished from my guitar and from band practice. And, you know, that was my whole life. It's everything I loved. But the twist to it was, I found out pretty quick that even though I was punished from my guitar for like months or whatever it was, I was able to play guitar as long as I was jamming with my dad. And that's how I learned a bunch of oldies as a kid.
Oh, it's so funny.
And then that trade-off was like, I had to teach. I was like, all right, I'll play some oldies, but you're going to learn some Brainwashed from Birth, which was a punk band that my cousin was in, and a bunch of my closest friends from back then. But we're also going to learn Iron Man. So I got to jam Iron Man with my dad, and that was awesome.
That's awesome. Hell yeah.
Good
Oh, yeah.
memories.
Man, that's great, dude.
So I love that song. You know.
Yeah.
I guess
yeah.
that would be the best story.
Yeah.
Top song for me, just for sentimental reasons.
I hear you. Yeah. Makes sense.
I wish I could have met him, or not just meet him, but to say, oh, I met Ozzy. But I wish I could have hung out with the dude for a couple of days, or just been around, like spend some time with him.
Oh God, I wish. Yeah.
To see the shenanigans he was into, you know. Sorry, go ahead.
What?
I'm gonna stop you right. Man.
One eternity later.
Well,
What about you? I mean, you guys, you can tell us what's your
tell us in the
favorite riffs.
comments,
Yeah,
please.
that's a perfect spot to drop one of those
Yeah.
in the comments.
As far as drums go, I mean, I've always loved the beat to Sweet Leaf.
Yeah,
You know, it's kind of like it's just got like this.
Yep.
You know, it's got like that. It's almost like a groove as well. I mean, kind of like War Pigs. So I love the drums in NIB. That's a really cool song. It's unique. And I mean, I think my favorite drum song is War Pigs, though, because I mean, you could open up a little bit in it. There isn't there is a specific way to play it if you want to play it beat for beat, but it's a song that drummers could have fun with, you know?
Yeah.
And like kind of improvise. As long as you're like on time, you can do everything you want right here and
Yeah.
stop. You can do
Playing
everything
the
you want right
song,
here and
but-
stop, you know?
Yeah.
So
you can play the song, but you can also put yourself in the song.
yeah. So it makes it
put your character in there, you know.
Yeah, it makes it a lot of fun. So that's probably my favorite one. You know, every album has very unique drum parts in them. I mean, Bill Ward, you know, is amazing, and he was really imaginative in the way that he played. So that's why he was so influential to me growing up. You know, learning to play drums. I mean, if you were a drummer, you had to play Black Sabbath. It was really challenging to play some of that music at a young age, but also really fun and inspiring, you know, because everyone I know who was playing that kind of music wanted to be them.
Yeah.
You know, we wanted to have a band like that and make it and do that, you know, and be able to pay our bills just playing music, you know.
Oh yeah. And that's not a story that's just for us around, like that's worldwide.
Yeah.
Even bands who have made it, like, you know, they started out thinking that, having that same mentality. You know?
Yeah, I mean, Ozzy gave a lot of hope to a lot of people. I honestly think that someone could listen to Ozzy Osbourne or Black Sabbath 50 years from now and still enjoy it.
Yeah.
Because there's just so much in it, you know, that people don't, that not everyone takes the time to really sit back and try to understand like what happened there. They literally made that up.
Yeah.
Nothing like that was before it. Nothing. He got his inspiration from the Beatles, but ended up in like in a completely different, like inventing a different vein of music altogether.
Yeah.
So you don't see that too often. You know, a lot of times if a band says, "Oh well, I was influenced by Metallica or I was influenced by Pantera," you could hear that in their music. It's not a complete like 180. You know, you never heard like
nobody like from back then who was listening to that kind of music as it was coming out. You know, like they weren't listening to the Beatles and Black Sabbath. You know,
right.
It was like that's devil music. You know,
right.
And I guess at some point, on some level, people actually thought that about the Beatles too, which is just stupid.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, I mean, just because of the impact that they had over the younger generation and stuff.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, and it was different.
Yeah.
Different can sometimes be interpreted as bad.
Yeah.
So the album Diary of a Madman, the second solo Ozzy album, was done in 3 months, start to finish.
Damn.
That's what they had the budget for. So Sharon was like, "Can you guys pull this off in 3 months?" And we're like, "Yeah, let's do it." So they pulled off that entire album, like produced everything, like writing the music, everything in 3 months.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So Ozzy used to like to go out at night after Sharon went to sleep. And Sharon kind of caught on to it, right? He'd go out with his bandmates, and they would go get sloshed, you know, and then come back and not be able to do much the next day.
Yeah.
So one night, Sharon hides all of Ozzy's clothes, like every strip of clothing. Ozzy wakes up in the middle of the night, and the only thing he could find is Sharon's dress. So he puts on her dress and goes out that night. Yeah, and gets all like, yeah. And they had a photo shoot the next day, and he kept the dress on.
Nice.
He just didn't give a shit.
Yeah. So she hid the clothes so he wouldn't have anything to wear.
So he was like, I'll wear your dress. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, that's the shenanigans I'm saying. I wish I could have got to see some of like,
oh man,
that side of them, you know?
Yeah. And the next day was the incident that you were going to talk about.
Wow. Yeah. He was at the Alamo the following day in Sharon's dress, and had to take a leak, so he just kind of lifted it up and did his business. Started peeing outside. And, I guess in front of everybody. I don't know. He got in trouble.
He got arrested for it.
Yeah, he got banned from the Alamo for a while. He ended up donating I don't know how much. I'm sure we could find out, but he ended up making a nice donation to the Alamo's organization that helps keep it running.
That was nice of him.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, he pissed on it first, but then he took care of it after.
He marked his territory.
Yeah.
Yeah. So one night, Ozzy's hotel got invaded by Satanists. I guess they all thought that he was like, a Satanist too, with Black Sabbath, and they all had candles outside, and to get rid of him, Ozzy goes outside and blows out all the candles and says, "Happy birthday," and then walks back in his hotel room.
Whose birthday is it? Somebody's been in my room taking my beers. So Ozfest, the very first one was October 25th, 1996. But it was running from like 96 off and on from 96 to like 2018.
Okay.
And Ozfest is a big contributing factor on a lot of bands that you listen to today's success. Like Slipknot, Static X, Kitty, I think Cold Chamber,
Wow.
Godsmack, like all those bands, like, you know, it was because Ozzy
Huh.
saw something in those bands that he liked or whatever, and
Yeah.
gave him a platform to go on a road with him, and just made it a big fun time.
I think he raised 180 million for Parkinson's.
Something like that.
It was a lot of money.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
he did so much good leaving it.
From what Sharon was saying, he felt like he never got to say thank you to his fans, and because he had the bad, I think 4-wheeler accident years ago, and then so that kept him from being able to go out and touring and doing what he loves to do. And then he was diagnosed with the Parkinson's, so that was just another hit on top of all that. And so that's a big part of why they wanted to do this show, was because he wanted to give his fans a proper, thank you.
Wow.
So that's what that was about, raising money, and
That's something.
saying thank you to everybody. And, it was his way of saying goodbye, closing his chapter,
Yeah. I read that he was in excruciating pain, but he refused to take his pain medicine for the concert because he wanted to be as sharp as he could. So he was actually like in pain the whole time.
Yeah. Man.
So he just, it takes a special person to be willing to do that, to care enough to do that,
Yeah. Yeah, man. He lived on his own terms, and he went out on his own terms.
He sure did.
Just kinda,
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
That's
There'll never be another Ozzy Osbourne. Speaking of playing pranks on people, Ozzy had a cottage in England, and when he had people over, he would shave off their eyebrows for fun. When they went to sleep.
when they were sleeping.
He was known for that.
Nice. Hell yeah.
And he just got a kick out of it every single time.
So he was like the original jackass.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was a reality show in the started in the I guess in the early 2000s, 2002. The Osbournes.
Yes.
That was some hilarious,
Such a good show.
episodes with that. Yeah. Some people were reporting that it was like the first ever reality show, but there was some before it. But it was kind of like it laid the foundation for all the following, like celebrity reality shows and things like that. He's actually got 2 stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. He does. He's got one for Black Sabbath, and then he's got one for his solo career.
Hell yeah.
2006, he was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, which is awesome.
Yep.
2024, again, he was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame for the same reason, Ozzy and Black Sabbath. Did you also know he was dyslexic?
Huh.
Yeah. People out there with dyslexia, don't give up. You could be the next Ozzy.
That's right. If
You just got to believe in yourself and make it happen. Look at us with our show.
Yeah, I know. I mean, we made it all the way to the top.
It's only at the top.
Yeah.
Please comment. What about bands that have been influenced by Black Sabbath?
Oh, man.
Or Ozzy in general?
Okay.
So let's talk about some bands that...
Sorry. For real, though.
For real? On a real?
Dead
ass. Bands.
Let's talk about bands. Let's talk about bands.
Here we go. Bands that have been influenced by these cats.
There are a lot. The first band that comes to mind for me, Typo Negative. Typo Negative covered Paranoid. And if you haven't heard that version of Paranoid, you need to check it out. It's amazing.
Metallica.
Yeah.
100% Metallica.
Yeah.
Not even just bands, but genres of music. Like thrash. They influenced thrash metal.
Yeah.
You know, you got Metallica, Maiden, Judas Priest. They were all influenced.
Yeah, that's true.
You know,
Yeah.
grunge, Nirvana, Soundgarden.
Yeah. Alice in Chains.
Yeah.
Stone Temple Pilots.
They were all influenced by them.
Yeah.
And referenced being influenced by them. Yeah. So I was watching an interview. Speaking of Soundgarden, I don't know if you've seen this one or not, but Ozzy was talking about how he was working on an album, and I think maybe they had the same producer from Soundgarden, you know, Super Unknown or whatever. So the way he tells the story is basically Soundgarden was influenced by Black Sabbath, so they kind of sounded a little bit like Black Sabbath. And then after Ozzy did his solo album that he was working on, that producer told him that it reminds him of Soundgarden.
Really?
So he was like, you know, we've come full circle, you know.
Huh.
So he sounds like me, and I sound like him, who sounds like me,
Yeah.
you know.
That's pretty cool.
Stoner Rock.
Oh, yeah. The Sword. I mean,
The sword.
wish I had one right.
Clutch,
Clutch. Yeah.
which I had one. Caius.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many good bands, dude. Stoner Rock, Doom Metal,
Yeah.
you know. Crowbar,
Yeah.
the Melvins. I mean, you could go on and on.
You can go on and on. Yeah.
On and on and on and on. Sorry. I was going on and on.
I know you were.
On and on. Sorry. Faith No More, alternative-ish metal, you know?
Yeah.
They did an awesome version of War Pigs. Generals gathered in
Yeah.
their masses.
He's got a very.
Sorry. He ain't that nasal.
Ozzy Osbourne has impacted the music world, TV world. Several genres of music have started because of what he did in Black Sabbath, and he's just had a really full career all the way up until the end. I mean, he just
Yeah.
he really did show out at his last concert. It was impressive.
And knowing that he's done so much, you know, like we, you know, he's accomplished a lot, but hearing us talk about it and say it, and like I don't think I ever really realized how many albums that was,
Yeah.
you know, but over his span of his career,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know, it's just God, man, he just kept naming them and naming them, and so many of them were year after year after year. It was like,
Yeah. They worked hard.
like
They worked
dude
hard.
did not stop.
And he also did a couple of like stand-ins as well, like the song I think it's "Close My Eyes" with Lita Ford.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean, that's an amazing ballad with her.
yeah.
I mean, that
definitely.
was an awesome song, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, he's done it all.
He's done was it No Ordinary Man with Elton John.
Yeah,
That was
yeah,
that's an incredible song.
yeah, yeah.
Planet Caravan, that's another great one.
I love Planet Caravan.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
Symptom of the Universe. God, I should have named that one
damn.
earlier.
Symptom of the
The
Universe.
drum fills
Yeah.
in that.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yep. That
Yeah.
one. Yeah, that one's crazy on drums.
Yeah.
Wide open. Do whatever you want. It's pretty cool.
It's been a couple of weeks now since he passed. But man, did he break the internet, you know, with
Oh God, yeah.
memes and videos, and like even to this day I'm still sharing stories that are coming across, and
Oh yeah.
you know, watching so many more videos of things that he's done, and I don't know, man, it blows my mind.
Yeah.
And from what I've heard, he was kind of humble about it too, in a way.
Yeah.
Maybe you know, I watched a video or an interview with one of the bands that was touring with him, and they were in the opening band, and he said every night Ozzy was waiting in the hallway or whatever, waiting for us to come off, and I'd run into him, and every night he was freaking out, asking if anybody was there. Like, as big as he was,
Wow.
as big as his albums were, he was always afraid that people weren't going to come to his shows.
Wow.
So it's
Man.
that's one of those kind of crazy true artist things, you know.
Yeah, he came from really humble beginnings and always kind of stayed there in a way. One of a kind.
Yeah. The world is gonna miss him,
Yeah.
but the world, I believe, is also thankful and lucky to have had him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, we want to thank you for watching another episode of Heavy Metal Horror Show. Thanks for hanging out and checking it out. Let us know in the comments what's your favorite Ozzy song, Black Sabbath song. Just tell us some stories. How did he influence you? And tell us a little bit about yourself. Again, thanks for watching, and thank you, Ozzy, for everything.
I don't know about you, but I'm going to blast Ozzy every chance I get now until the day I die.
Oh yeah, dude.
Rock on. Thanks for watching.
Thanks.